actually live in East Flatbush of Brooklyn.
Okay.
The first time I saw this bus was in Coney Island.
Oh, that was you that saw it.
Yeah, because I'm the one who saw it because I enabled on your story Bus Chronicles, and then you see, knowing that this bus, well, actually not this version, but the base metro from New York City Transit when they had it in the 80s. Because if the MTA wasn't so idiotic with how they about how Flxible creates it, because it's not their fault. It's because like they made a mistake with the A-frame, and especially with the retrofits they did not perform yet. But therefore, New York City.
It was a combination of them not following the recommended spec from Grumman, combined with them not proper maintenance, the roads at the time,
the terrain. Yes,
so
it is the terrain.
It was a combination of all of that it was ill-timed. And honestly, at the time, the bus was way ahead of its time.
Yes.
And it just needed to mature, and it ended up maturing into a great bus. And It's sad that Flxible went away in '96. They would have done extremely well right now.
Right, because it's because of their mistakes. They've been bankrupted.
Yeah.
Because MTA, knowing that MTA was supposed to have a 531 to 680. No,
it was
631 to 680.
But the numbers would have been 1900 to 1949.
Yes, but now they transferred that for the Orion 5s, 1996.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wish I would have rode this, but your stuff is not over yet.
We're campaigning right now, so
Yeah. Unless if you're not campaigning, I wish you had this. No, you have two buses. You have the yellow one. You have this. You have the
The Orion I got rid of.
Oh,
right now this is the only bus I have.
Yes, I like Flexibles more than the Orions, because when it comes to the Orion 5s, like I personally dislike their designs, and then when I was little, I was like, okay, is that the bus from India? Because I used to call them like a funny name, like granny buses, because the windows, the headlights, and everything on there.
I never was a big fan of the 5. My favorite model was the 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, ones?
Yeah,
they're very classical.
Orion 1.
Those earlier Orions are like not very design appreciated, but the Orion 5s are always the trending ones.
That was one of the longest running models.
But my favorite Orion 5s are the Westchester County ones. And also the Orion 5 CNGs from 1997 to 99.
Those are the ones I like. I like the Orion 5 CNGs.
Yes. I only rode the 1995s and the 1999s. Well, 1995s in 2007 and the 1999s in 2011. Gosh. On B35 only. But I didn't, because the Orion 5s were my lowest ridden buses, because not only 2007, 2011, but I also rode one in 2013. It's on the B47. Ever since they were getting them in 2013 because of the Orion 7 next generation hybrids. And also, a quick question, how do you privately own a bus? Because I wish that once the Excelsiors retire, I want to own an Excelsior too.
A lot of auction sites.
Okay.
Like public surplus, Gulf deals.
Yeah.
You can find used buses, and this is pretty much the way to do it.
And I heard that MTA no longer sells buses.
No, they used to. They go directly to scrap. Either go directly to scrap or they go directly to the police department, and that's pretty much the end of it. So,
1 train, 3 train you drove?
I used to do the 3, but we have a new pick now, so I'm all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, there's a cousin of my uncle's family. Yeah, because my uncle's nephew, he also works as a train conductor. Because he told me that he was on the E, but then he's now on the N train. But then I advised, on the last week of May, recently, I advised him that, not to run into the R46s, because the R46 subway cars are becoming more of a concern.
Why?
Like, knowing that it's because, because they're getting, it's because, like, the acceleration is becoming rough, where when it starts to accelerate, like, it shakes up the whole car to everybody, like, falling down on the floor. Like, I once recall a guy back in October where he had a bike with some soda cans in his hand, and then once the car shakes, the last car, he shakes, and his cans of soda fell out of his hands. And then on all of the above, and plus the sounds of the brakes. Yeah, like I was saying, it's because the sounds of the brakes are just very, very annoying. And in all of the above, with the mechanical failures of what's going on with the R46 subway cars, is the reason why we needed the R211 so bad.
The 46 aren't the issue.
Yeah, I like them, but
They operate just fine. I operated them. They operate just fine. It's just it's like anything. They're old, and it is what it is. They're
4 decades old. No, 5 decades. No.
No, 4 decades. It's 75 to 78.
Yeah. I'm
already so
for him, right?
Oh, definitely.
I'm voting for Eric.
Well, this is not a mayor. This is the public advocate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, my concerns is with mayors because when it comes to my environment, like I no longer have love with it ever since 2015.
You gotta vote to me. You gotta do your public advocate. You gotta do your controller.
Okay.
Your council people. Your borough presidents. You gotta because they all work together.
Yeah, I'm personally like I'm starting to practice about voting for everyone because I just turned 18 back on May 15th this year. So therefore, because like therefore I recently had taken. I just graduated, so I taken AP Government and U.S. History, so that became like a very good class for I could take on my last year, even though it was my least favorite class, but I still did well in it, and so the thing is, like, when it comes to voting, it's really a big challenge because the politics is very, very a bigger jeopardy than how you see love with other people. Yeah. And so in other words, it's like, because like, especially with the biggest election that goes on by 2024 in 3 years, like, I have to learn, this is going to be a great practice for me to know how to vote for someone appropriately, like, when it comes to mayors and advocates before I move on to the presidency one. Yeah. Well, it's because of what goes on here. That's the reason why in 2 years I will be like moving out of state.
Yeah, a lot of people doing that, so
For like just for school because I'll be attending Merrimack and so.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Have a good day, man. Be safe out here.